In your rambling, incoherent response, were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought?
Thoughts today from our guest, and some fun thoughts too. So let me give you a quick intro to who we're talking to today on the Author Brand Show. And while I'm doing that, go ahead and click below, subscribe, sign up. There's some goodies there for you as well. A little bit about our guest. He is an executive vice president of strategic partnerships for Be Connected. It's an online platform that actually combines the attributes of dating software, the attributes, you're not really dating there, the attributes of dating software, search engine capability, social media visibility, connectivity, branding, to create an intentional community of business professionals who come together to do purposeful business with quality and integrity. Can't say that for all the social platforms out there, but we can for Be Connected. Our guest is an executive coach. He's an international trainer and speaker who brings a unique combination of 35 years of life experience in coaching, sales, marketing, training to corporations, business owners, entrepreneurs, and individuals. He's presented, get this, at nearly 2,500 live events. And he shared the stage with General Colin Powell, Susie Orman, Jack Canfield, Les Brown, former First Lady Laura Bush, and many more. He's an internationally accomplished and entertaining presenter. He's spoken to hundreds of thousands of attendees across a range of industries, and he brings a wealth of knowledge and expertise to the airwaves, stages, boardrooms, podiums, and print. He's highly sought after executive coach and business expert because of the results he produces. His training has propelled one client's business to grow approximately $8 million annually to almost $100 million in just under 6 years. His purpose is to inspire and empower others to serve humanity through living their life's purpose in spirit, joy, and love. Welcome to our show today, Mr. Scott Schilling. Scott, how are you?
I'm absolutely fabulous, but I'll get better.
Yeah, with a buildup like that, we don't need you get it just done. We're done. That's it. That's half the show right there.
We need to talk about anything? What's going on?
Yeah, we're good. No, you're kind of super cool and slightly famous. So that's all. No, really, I want to talk more about Be Connected. We chat about it briefly. I love what you said. It combines the attributes of a dating app with all these other things, and it's funny because people do. I've seen people go on LinkedIn and like, I think they're connecting for other reasons there. But in this case, it is intentional, and you've got some filters there. Can you describe, first of all, before we get into Be Connected, tell people why they should listen to us the next 20, 25 minutes. Some key takeaways here, why they should stick around.
Well, Doug, you've been in the industry for a fair period of time, as have I. And when you become more mature, that's code word for old, you have experienced a lot of different things, and when you've done it across as many industries as we have, and for the period of time we have, we've seen the good, the bad, the ugly. We can tell you who the great ones are. We can tell you who the less than great ones are, and quite frankly, that's when I went out personally to perfect an area of my career. I always sought out the very best mentor I possibly could, and wrote the check required to learn what I could learn. And my statement to them was, give me everything you got. I won't keep it. I'll share it with my students and clients. And that's worked out pretty darn good.
And as we've seen the good, the bad, the ugly out there with marketing as a whole, as a holistic ecosystem, everything's got its good and bad points, but you took all the good pieces of a bunch of them and put them all together. So can you describe in a nutshell what Be Connected is and what people can get out of it?
Well, we'll start with kind of a Richard Branson philosophy. And Richard Branson on entrepreneurialism said, find a crowded market, identify the problems with those supplying that market, get rid of the problems, re-enter the market with all the solutions. That's what we believe we did. We came in with a new disruptive social media platform that really focuses on four things: connections through our proprietary software, Connection Generator, algorithms and artificial intelligence matching you with who you tell our system is your perfect client in literally a second or less. So connections, that's leads. Benefits, tools that are either designed to gain efficiency, save you money, or do a combination of both. Everybody needs that as an entrepreneur. A university that has over $45,000 worth of real world, take it to the street, make money with it today kind of courses. And then our newly released broadcast network, where we have not only text chat, we have text, audio, and video. So we actually have the ability to broadcast your own TV show, your own podcast, or simply do chat within your groups. You can do it privately, you can do it publicly. The key difference is no trolls and no spammers. So huge opportunities to do what you've wanted to do the right way. You kind of made a joke of the dating software line, and people utilizing LinkedIn or some of the other to well, now that we're connected, they ask people on a date. There was a woman, very attractive, and the headlines were "Attention Men. Just because I accept your connection request does not automatically give you permission to ask me on a date." Now, you think that's not a problem. 22,843 people responded to that. That's a problem.
Wow.
So we don't, because of our password protection, because of permission-based system, because of our 5-star rating system, we don't have those issues.
Mm-hmm.
And our female members especially love it.
That's nice. It's one of the things I keep thinking back when, how the whole social engine has just exploded into our culture. And the first thought that I might have as a marketer is, well, yeah, Scott, that's great that you got all these governors on there to keep it tight. But I want to talk to a bigger audience. I want thousands of people. Can you address that issue with the listeners?
Well, the reality is you can do that within Be Connected. And now that we have the broadcast network, especially, you can create your own group. You can, just like on the other socials, you can be the administrator of it. You have to approve people in. You can vote them off the island if they're being nasty. You can ban them from your group. We were recently in a conversation with one of the sharks. He said that he went to one of the newer platforms, was spending 2 hours a day to build his following, built 75,000 followers very quickly, and then realized he was wasting 2 hours a day because he couldn't monetize it for anything. And we simply said, had those same 75,000 been built on Be Connected, and say 10%, simple number for an influencer, 10% opt in for a paid for version of our membership, his monthly residual would have been approximately $75,000 a month, plus the commissions earned from the original opt-in, probably another 100,000. That's a $900,000 to $1 million difference. So again, we're a disruptive social media platform. We understand there are other people out there, but they're not monetizing. They want you to bring their group to their platform so they can advertise to them and sell things to them. We want you to bring your group to Be Connected so you can monetize and you can do what you want from a commercial basis with them. We don't ever give away our database. We don't ever advertise to it. So again, this is about you having a place where you can monetize to grow your business. This isn't about you growing ours.
I got to tell you, after I watched the movie The Social Dilemma 2 times, because it was just so, I mean, you don't have to really say it twice. Once was enough, but I just wanted to get some of those bullet points and lines in that. If you haven't seen that movie, guys, it's on Netflix. It talks about, and the one line that I just love is like, if you're not paying for something, you are the product, right?
Exactly.
There's only 2 industries where you're called a user. If you're a drug addict, or if you're on social media, other social platforms where, hey, Scott, I don't want to pay $100 a year or whatever it is for this speaking. I want a free version. That's fine. Then get involved with that soup of stuff where you're the user, and the whole purpose of those platforms is to sell ad space off of you, who you are, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's why they're users at other places. I mean, you can't argue their success. 2.8 billion monthly
Yeah.
users
Yeah.
or 753 million users. But
Great
the
for them.
reality is we've got members who come. That's why, in the bio it said an intentional place to
Right.
come to do purposeful business.
Hmm.
We're not looking for 700 million people or even or 2.4 billion, 2.8 billion.
Hmm.
I mean, we'll have a million, maybe 2 million, who knows where we'll
Hmm.
grow to, but they will be here for a different reason. They'll be
Right.
here because they want to connect. They want to know who Doug Crow is. They want to know what his services is and why he's the best at it. And we will have migration of the best of the best. I
Hmm.
mean, we have many of the best of the best. I mean, we already have teachers from the movie The Secret that are members.
Yeah.
So, I
Right.
mean, we've got people migrating over because of the other attributes,
Hmm.
not just the shiny objects.
Right. And it was one of the key differentiators I saw when I was on there. I was like, wow, I don't have to have this platform, that platform, and Thinkific. I can put everything all in one place. My classes, my broadcast, my profile, and then my business introductions, my referrals. It's a really nice holistic place to put everything. And then of course we haven't talked about it much. You hinted at it a little bit, but it's the one place where your marketing doesn't cost you anything. It can actually make you money.
Well,
That was crazy.
how would you like to get paid for your marketing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that works pretty well. Well, again, we've got a 2-tier affiliate program for those who choose to do that. But even those who simply choose to, as an influencer, come over with our Beat Pro Plus membership, that gives
Mhm.
them all the opportunity to create a group and do their own show on the broadcast network or multiple shows on the
Mhm.
broadcast network. Well, if to watch the shows, you have to have a Be Connected membership. So
Mhm.
any of your followers, we will gift a free membership. Now, because of their interactions with Be Connected and the people on it, if at any time in the future they decide to upgrade
Yeah.
to one of the paid for memberships, the commission from that person will go to you, the
Yeah.
group creator. So it's another way for you to monetize your business. It's your follower, not our follower. They
Right.
came to our platform to follow you, and so you will be rewarded for that. That's a pretty sweet deal.
It's a very sweet deal. What's the link for that? People can go to author.beconnected, right? That's my
Yeah,
affiliate link. Author.bee, and that's connected as KONNECTED.com.
that's right.
Right? All right.
Yeah, exactly.
Author.beconnected. All right. It's in the show notes here. So this is a really great model. I'm excited to put this show on there and my other stuff. It's gonna be great for all of us. Tell us from a business perspective, what kind of challenges you had creating, developing, and launching this.
Well, in the beginning, because you're putting out a different model, right? Sometimes people look at it and go, "You mean I have to pay to be on?" Well, in the beginning, there was no free membership. We didn't offer it. We did that purposely.
Hmm.
Hear my heart here. Free is free. And free is a different level of business person than a paid for.
Mhm.
You can play golf at a municipal course. You can play golf at a country club. Why do people choose to join a country club? They become a member because
Yeah.
there are member benefits. There's a different
Mhm.
ilk of the membership, right? There's a different level of player there. And so again, we started with nothing but paid for memberships
Mhm.
and kind of handpicked a lot of the influencers in the beginning to make sure that we had a very quality group. Well, like attracts like.
Yeah.
And so when you set your foundation in place with really good people, they
Mhm.
bring really good people. And so it keeps on doing that. And so then when it came time with the broadcast network to make sure that every follower who wanted to see the shows were able to, we created the free membership, and we welcome the free folks as well.
Right.
But they come and they feel a very different experience than they're accustomed to on the other platforms.
Right. Right. So, was it any specific challenges with getting this thing started, technology wise, or funding or anything?
Well, we wrote all the software. All the software is written by our team in house. No, the only issue, if you want to call it that, is getting the word out. But we chose to do that rather organically, so I don't know that it was even really an issue. We are now, because we're complete in our build out with the network and everything else, we've got some influencers that have come on board or are in the process of coming on board that have millions, if not tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions of followers. And they're just starting to put their shows together and going to be on the broadcast network and are going to be inviting their followers over. So, it's getting the word out. Many people, I'll tell you, probably, Doug, the biggest problem we had is people who said, this is almost like it's too good to be true. And we keep on having to say, what if it's just good enough to be true? And people are so complimentary about the fact that there are no trolls and no spammers and all the things that we say there aren't. They go, you're right, there aren't those kind of people. And man, when I talk to somebody at Be Connected, it's like there's this level of trust that's way different than when I talk to them on any of the other platforms.
Mm-hmm. Other than having a person, the paid membership, keeping the riffraff out, and you mentioned that if somebody's rude or something in a chat, you can just block them and get rid of them. Is there any other filters that people should be aware of?
Well, we've got a 5-star rating system, much like the rideshare companies.
Okay.
Passenger rates the driver, driver rates the passenger.
Yeah.
Our software and our artificial intelligence is tuned so that the more 5-star ratings you have as an individual,
Mm-hmm.
the more profiles you'll be matched with going forward, because quality begets quality. We want to reward you for doing a great job of treating people with dignity, honor, and respect. Mm-hmm. And should you get a 2 or a 1 star, they're actually flagged in the system. 2 stars, so we can really coach and counsel and guide them how to become better. How to maybe they just don't know. Who knows? And if they're a 1 star and they're found to be really a troller and a spammer and somebody slips in, we reserve the right to discipline all the way to deleting them from the platform.
Nice. That's great.
We'll vote them off the island.
Vote them off the island with impunity. Yeah. All they got to do is read our good friend Bob Berg's book on the Go Giver and stuff. I mean, they're training to network professionally is, I don't know. It just seems second nature to you and I. For some reason, some people, they're just in a pitch fest mood. I don't know.
Well, it's interesting. One of the things, and I'm very proud of the fact that I get to help build the culture, because I talk to so many people on a daily basis around the world. Mm-hmm. But one of the things that one of our members from British Columbia said last week in a call that was really interesting, because we had somebody else, we had a very, very big influencer on. And he says, as a member, one of the most amazing things is I was told that people would open up these conversations differently. And I was wondering if that would really be true. And he said, the last 5 conversations I had all started with the other people, which I didn't know, was meeting for the first time, all saying, hey, it's great to meet you. How can I be of service to you? And so there's it's the difference in the, yes, we're here to do business with each other. We're just not going to do it in the first 12 seconds, for God's sakes. You
lead with a giving hand, you're always going to do better. I mean, it's been talked about at nauseum with Stephen Covey and Bob Berg and all these guys. Like, no, it's just start off the way you would at a cocktail party. Don't pitch yourself. Say hi, nice to meet you, right?
Yeah, really, it's nice to meet you. Where are you located? Wow, you're in British Columbia. Well, that's got to be cool. I've heard it's beautiful. Or the last time I was up there was absolutely gorgeous. What's it like up there these days? Oh, get into a conversation that leads toward a relationship. Novel concept. I come out of the Ziegler camp. You can have everything in life you want when you help enough other people get what they want.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
pretty cool.
yeah. What's been the biggest surprise you've seen when you building and launching this thing?
I mean, just how um, excited people are to help each other. Again, I mean, I don't think I can emphasize it enough, but people, who, you know, because somebody has to send you a connection request, they look at your profile, they say, looks pretty interesting. Let me send you a request. They don't automatically get your information until you accept that request. That gives you the time to look at their profile. Oh, well, it looks like we could do some business. Okay. It's so refreshing to be in a conversation talking about growing business, talking about world affairs right now, because there's plenty of that to talk about. Hey, what's it like where you are? We're in stage 5 lockdown. Well, we're pretty free where we are. Just having different conversations. And then if in fact, I mean, what I've found is if in fact there's no direct or somewhat linear continuation for business, there becomes well, I'm sorry that it doesn't fit for me, but who would your ideal customer be? Or who would you really like to meet? And then upon that description, most of the time, the person on the other side will just say, well, gosh, man, you need to meet Frederick, or you need to meet Jay, or you need to meet Marie. Or, in other words, they'll have somebody for you. I mean, just because it didn't work out with them doesn't mean it doesn't work out. There's a feeling. Somebody told a story the other day. They actually did contract some business um, after their first meeting. And so the person said, well, I'm going to need a credit card for that. And so the other person started giving them a credit card number and realized halfway through giving it, they stopped and said, this is our first call. This is not typical for me to give you this credit card, but I feel so comfortable with you and I feel so comfortable with the value of this platform that I'm going to continue to fulfill our deal here and give you the rest of the number. But she said, it just hit me, just thinking about it. So again, it's,
Interesting. Yeah.
I don't want to oversell it, but there's just a different in the feel.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So you've done a lot. Been on the platform enough now to know that it's robust. There's a lot of things you can do on there. Is there any version 2.0 or new things you're going to be adding in the near future, or just going to be in growth mode right now?
We haven't added anything to the platform since this morning. So I'm serious. Our IT department is absolutely amazing, and they are a bunch of let's do kind of guys and girls. And so if there is something that we find or a suggestion that is doable, that makes sense, or another extension, as an example, in our chat system, way back when we said, well, while I'm chatting with Doug, if all of a sudden a name came up to me, it would be great to have a feature where I can just look up that person's information and include it in our chat and then send it off to Doug. The next day we had that in our system. I mean, literally they said, we can do that. And they put it together and like that. And so not too long ago, we said, it would be really great if when I connect these guys, if I could send them a PDF or I could send them a JPEG or a ping or something. We're talking about maybe some marketing together, or I'm going to be on your podcast, so you need my picture. that I could send it in our chat system.
Right.
2 days later, we had that in our chat system.
Boom. Wow.
So really, the broadcast network was something that took a little more time to evolve. But in essence, we have our own TV stations,
That's
and you
amazing.
have your own channel, a single link. Like I have 55 shows that I can send you one link that gives you access to all 55 shows in my channel contained inside of Be Connected. So, I mean, I don't have to pay money to store it anywhere either.
Oh, wow. That's right. That's great. And the last question, of course, I probably don't know the answer, but obviously a lot of the other platforms are they're so big and so pervasive that they put, censorship on what's being said there. Can you address that on what you guys are doing?
Yeah, the only, well, I mean, the reality is you're the one who controls your group. You allow people into your group. You have to approve them as the group creator, and you can remove them from your group. You've got that control. And as long as it is within because we have an app, and it's really Apple's rules on that kind of thing. But your group is your group. You can, there's freedom of conversation. There's freedom of whatever. We have never had any issues with that. Again, I keep on going back to it, but it's kind of that country club of social media platforms, right? The club polices the club. There really isn't a lot of that. But I mean, that again, I mean, we don't get into, if somebody is having a conversation inside our group and you make it private, nobody knows about it, and unless somebody in the group does something about it.
Right.
But you're in control of your group.
I get it. So if I want to do the what's that one our gang thing, the He-Man Woman Haters Club, if I want to do the He-Man Woman I wouldn't do that, of course. But yeah, you have your own group, you can control it.
Right.
And it's the country club is a great example. We'll just add to that saying it's not an old white man's country club. It could be anybody can have their own country club. So.
We have far, far, far more female members than we have male, by the way, because our CEO, Tanya Hoffman, was also the founder of the Public Speakers Association. So we work diligently on diversity and again, we want a tool that allows us to go. We're in 78 countries already.
Wow. That's great.
So the reality is we want a tool that brings the world together, not divides it. That's
singing my praises there. I love that. Scott Schilling. Folks, be connected. Go to author.beconnected.com. That's BEEKONNECTED.com. And check it out. It's a great platform. You can see this show on there. You can see Scott's show on there. You can connect with us. We're happy to help you out, give you referrals, and make the world go round. So, Scott, thanks so much for having being on the show today.
My pleasure. I appreciate it.
All right. So for that information, please go below in the show notes, author.beconnected.com. And don't forget to subscribe to this show as well and join us on Be Connected. We'll talk to you later.